Hi, this is Be Smart, direct from California. We're here focusing on honeybees and the effect that their deaths have on a multi-billion-dollar industry in the state of California and around the globe.
Pollination is essential to most plants for producing fruits and seeds, and in California, the honeybee is the most important pollinator of commercial crops. Honeybees are responsible for the continued success of many leading commercial crops worldwide, including apples, oranges, avocados, cotton, and almonds. Without bees, these crops would go unpollinated. Why does that matter? The most recent estimate by the USDA values annual bee pollination at approximately $295 billion US. With a human population of 7.2 billion and growing, the global demand for agricultural products continues to rise, which means the need for pollination is also rising. However, since 2006, honeybee colonies have been collapsing in the millions throughout North America, Western Europe, South America, and East Asia. The U.S. National Research Council warns that if current patterns continue, bees could be extinct from North America by 2035. Although demand for honeybee labor is growing, the supply of commercial honeybee colonies is falling. Unable to support crops heavily dependent on honeybee pollination, such as California's $8 billion almond industry, it appears that we are in a global bee crisis.
Bee populations are in decline because of natural detriments, such as colony collapse disorder, pesticides, and diseases, as well as industrialization of the bee labor force, which has overworked the bees to the point of exhaustion.
Economic externalities are also at the root of honeybee decline.
Pollution created by industrialized farmland causes honeybee hives to decompose and devastates natural flora that is vital to sustaining bees. Pesticides also create a negative externality for honeybees. While pesticides and insecticides are commonly used to coat large crops, neuroinsecticides like imidacloprid are lethal to bees. Because researchers have yet to agree on a single theory explaining the current bee crisis, Be Smart works to sustain honeybee populations through diverse methods of education and direct conservation.
Here at Be Smart, we teach beekeepers how to raise their bees properly. Honeybees can be kept almost anywhere there are flowering plants and produce nectar and pollen. Farmers, hive placement is very important when it comes down to bees. Having your bees in an area where they are safe and free from smoke and away from machinery. Strategically place them in an open area where they have ease of access to the crops. When planning to move colonies, make sure to have an established colonies to move the bees to. And last but not least, be cautious and use effective biosecurity to minimize pest and disease risk. Be aware of the pesticides you use and the effect they have on the honeybee population.
Bees are a valuable resource to agriculture. A healthy bee population increases crop pollination and increases farm profits. Engage other farmers in your community. When you link pollinator habitats with your neighbors, you can ensure that your farming community has proper yields and has resilience to climate changes and honeybee population migrations. We must raise awareness and provide technical assistance for local farmers to be able to grow and sustain healthy bee populations. If we can provide proper habitats for the bees, they can grow and help us pollinate. Honeybees are a valuable resource to California's agriculture. They must reproduce successfully so that we can continue to grow all the crops and flowers that we have here. Recognize resources already on the farm and learn to recognize plants that support native honeybees. Peripheral areas such as field edges, fence rows, hedgerows, levees, road edges, and banks of drainage ditches offer both nesting and foraging sites. Reduce the use of insecticides and herbicides because they pose a threat to bees and pollinators. Utilize alternative strategies to manage and control pests. IPM, Integrated Pest Management, uses the least hazardous pest controls to control pest populations and keep bees healthy. The USDA can help farmers tailor and create specific plans to be able to keep their bees healthy. Studies by Cal Berkeley show that farmers will have returns of investment within 10 years. By subsidizing and offering incentives to farmers and beekeepers, the smooth transition to Be Smart practices can revitalize the bee population here in California.
Clear communication is key among all parties involved in pollination in order to make sure that all responsibilities are taken care of and that all information is reported appropriately.
It would be beneficial to have government subsidies for the honey industry in the U.S. rather than other countries such as China to bring about a greater demand for local honey and to support native populations of bees. Currently, the USDA's Natural Resource Conservation Service and Farm Service Agency provide financial assistance to support conservation efforts. Other ways that the government can play an active role in bee conservation is providing adequate funding for pollinator-friendly native species plantings, as well as more stringent efforts put towards investigating honeybee pesticide-related incidents to minimize honeybee loss as much as possible.